Stadium. We are going to go ahead and get tonight started. We have a little special pregame for you guys tonight, unlike any other. Tonight it is my honor to induct Dan Gerson into the 2024 St. Joe Baseball Hall of Fame. It's hard to speak for Dan as he was very particular, and I think he would have a great time mocking about what I'm about to say. In much of my public speaking, I talk about my first interaction with Dan, where I was expressing my interest in this brand new team called the St. Joe Mustangs that I had read about in the newspaper. Dan tried to hang up on me within the first 10 seconds of that phone call. Dan not only served St. Joesph, but the Mink League, always providing direction, but also responsible for expansion teams. He helped bring the Mink League All-Star Game to life, which started right here in St. Joe. All of this because he loved baseball and the people in it. Dan's love of baseball was evident throughout his life, from playing as a child in Chicago to playing on the varsity team at Tulane as a walk-on, to cheering on the Southside Chicago White Sox and coaching his son's team in Kansas City. Dan founded the St. Joe Mustangs in 2008, with the team beginning play in 2009. Under his ownership, the Mustangs brought 7 Mink League championships to St. Joesph. His impact in St. Joe was not limited to his ownership of the team. He had an affinity for animals and made a number of donations to the St. Joseph Animal Shelter, including paying for a number of adoptions. He donated thousands of Mustangs tickets to the St. Joe community, as well as making financial donations to students for various causes. Often he would offer food at his Big Biscuit restaurants, including when the Benton's high school girls and the Lafayette boys basketball teams qualified for state in the same year. Dan believed in using the Mustangs as a platform for goodwill and community involvement, something that the community could be proud of. He also believed in supporting local businesses and utilized St. Joseph businesses for as many expenses as possible. He never purchased a Mustangs championship ring for himself, although he purchased them for a number of Mustangs fans over the years, as he was always so thankful for the support the team received. He came to St. Joe because he saw a beautiful, historic baseball venue, Phil Welch Stadium. The city council, the mayor, the city manager, Dan hated to name names out of fear of forgetting somebody, but he would often cite former Mayor Ken Sheeran, Chuck Kemp, Vince Capel, the city council, Gary Roach, as people who were largely responsible for helping him bring the Mustangs to St. Joe. Dan would also mention the history of the St. Joe Saints and the Diamond Club fan base and the tradition of baseball in this community. Dan's role as owner of the team was extensive. He named the team the Mustangs, and he put in a large sum of his own money into Phil Welch Stadium on various projects. At times, he also had a hand in promotions, such as the night the Mustangs post-game fireworks display was synchronized to the entirety of the song Freebird, which, if you know, we were off by just 2 seconds on that night, and he was not very happy. Dan was always adamant in recognizing the local host families who housed players each summer. He would always give a speech on the field prior to the Mustangs' regular season home game, much as we are right now, where he would thank everyone for their involvement and support of the team, no matter how big or small their role was. It was important to Dan to recognize everyone equally, but it was never about himself. I am sure tonight he would mention his friends Ron Hook, Gary Lewis, Lori Price, Greg Kastner, Dean Burmeister, Tracy Verduzco, Denise Cotter, Stan Weston, Matt Johnson, Johnny Coy, Chris Roush, Brandon Husky, Matt Tritton, Tim Hanna, Tyler St. Denny, and Tyler Lufer, and of course Rick Montine and Kyle Fetters from those original years. Tonight, it is our honor to have his son Luke, girlfriend Natalie, and other members of his family and former staff in attendance. I've been asking Dan for his permission to be put into this Hall of Fame for years, and he always refused. Dan's footprint and impact on the community will remain. The Mustangs have gone on to achieve success that could only be predicted by few besides Dan, who combined his business knowledge with his love of baseball to see the team not only win championships on the field, but also success off the field. Please give it up one more time for Mr. Dan Gerson tonight. Congratulations. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you.
You give people a good product, if the park's, clean, if you are making it an exciting thing to come out here for a game and give people a good night out for a good price. I mean, this is a great baseball town.
It really makes me feel great that the town's, just reacting even with more love for the Mustangs, and that to see the success that Kai and his team have, and Johnny also, it just really makes me feel really that it's a special thing, that it's going to continue for a long, long time.